Hello, my name is Dr. Nicholas Goldenson. I'm a behavioral scientist at JUUL Labs. Today I'm presenting the poster titled Nicotine Pharmacokinetic and Subjective Assessment of the JUUL System with 3 nicotine concentrations relative to combustible cigarettes in adult smokers. The next slide displays the author's disclosures. It has been proposed that electronic nicotine delivery systems that more closely mimic the nicotine delivery of cigarettes and effectively relieve cravings for cigarettes may facilitate smokers transitioning away from cigarettes. Previous studies have evaluated the nicotine pharmacokinetics and subjective effects of the JUUL system in 59 mg per milliliter nicotine concentration. However, the maximum nicotine concentration for ENDS is 20 milligrams per the European Union's revision of the Tobacco Products Directive, and there are no existing data evaluating JUUL system with nicotine concentrations below this limit. The primary aim of the current study was to assess nicotine PK and subjective effects of the JUUL system with 3 nicotine concentrations, 59 milligrams, which is marketed in the United States, and 18 and 9 milligrams per milliliter, which are marketed in the United Kingdom, compared to combustible cigarettes among adult smokers. The secondary aim was to evaluate if the use of different wicking materials, silica versus cotton, affected nicotine PK and subjective effects. The sample was composed of 24 adult smokers. Participants were primarily male and relatively healthy smokers, smoking on average approximately 20 cigarettes per day. At 5 study visits, participants used the 5 study test products during controlled 10 standardized puffs and then ad libitum 5 minutes use sessions. Participants used the 4 JUUL system products listed below as well as their usual brand cigarette. Blood samples were collected at 10 time points across the 60-minute period post-product use. The modified product evaluation scale assessed subjective effects at the 30-minute time point in the controlled use session. Figure 1 displays the mean baseline adjusted plasma nicotine concentrations across 60 minutes post-use in the controlled use session. The usual brand cigarette, the red line, delivered the greatest amount of nicotine. It was followed by the JUUL system in 59 milligrams, then the 2 18 milligram products with silica and cotton wicks, and finally the 9 milligram product, which is the light gray line at the bottom of the screen. Similar PK profiles were observed in the ad libitum use session. As seen in the PK curve figures, the PK parameters of the usual brand cigarette condition were significantly greater than all JUUL system products. Maximum plasma nicotine concentration, total nicotine exposure, and rate of plasma nicotine rise were greater for the 59 milligram JUUL system than both the 18 and 9 milligram. And the 18 milligram products were greater than the 9 milligram product. For the MPES composite relief subscale, ratings for the usual brand cigarette and the JUUL system in 59 milligrams per milliliter did not significantly differ. The JUUL system in 59 milligrams was significantly greater than both the 18 milligram products and the 9 milligram product. Ratings for the enough nicotine item of the relief composite subscale followed a similar pattern of results. Ratings for the usual brand cigarette and the JUUL system in 59 milligrams per milliliter did not significantly differ, and the JUUL system in 59 milligrams was significantly greater than both the 18 milligram and 9 milligram products. Nicotine delivery from all JUUL system products evaluated was significantly lower than combustible cigarettes. Nicotine exposure and subjective relief from cigarette craving were directly related to the nicotine concentration of the JUUL system. Higher nicotine concentrations gave rise to significantly greater plasma nicotine levels and relief from cigarette craving. Consistent with having the same nicotine concentration, the 2 JUUL system products in 18 milligrams per milliliter with different wicking materials exhibited similar PK profiles and subjective effects. Compared to the JUUL system in 59 milligrams per milliliter, the lower nicotine delivery and subjective relief from the 18 milligram and 9 milligram products may impair their ability to act as a satisfying alternative to cigarette smoking. Heavier and more dependent smokers may require the greater nicotine delivery of the JUUL system in 59 milligrams per milliliter in order to successfully transition away from cigarettes.